All right, well, let's get into it. So my name's Barclay Blair, and this is Pia Opulencia, and we are from DLA Piper, but actually, we are from a 25-person software company inside DLA Piper. And today we're going to talk about what we're building and why we're building it, and what our clients are experiencing in their journey of implementing AI, and the huge hole in the center of this market, actually, that we are trying to fill. If you're wondering how we decided who was going to talk today, we picked the biggest person from Piper AI and the smallest person, and this is just the way it worked out. So, so welcome. Let's get started. So, there's a void at the center of the legal AI industry, and it's defined by accuracy. When I look at this space, it's kind of insane to me how deeply this technology has penetrated our organizations when we know nothing about its accuracy. No vendor makes representations, much less guarantees, about the accuracy of the outputs of their AI system, and in fact, we don't even know how the models work when it comes to accuracy. So it's wild. It's wild to us that we've gotten to this place. And here's the experience that we've had. Over the past 3 years, we have, as part of DLA Piper's AI innovation function, we have seen hundreds of use cases. We've talked to hundreds of attorneys, both inside and outside the firm, and we have evaluated, in some cases purchased, dozens and dozens of the leading legal AI tools, and none of them offer this. So that's why we built it. Now, this isn't necessarily a problem if we're thinking in 2023 or 2024 terms, when our use of legal AI is about an individual attorney sitting with an AI assistant and doing onesies and twosies with a contract where they can validate the output. It is that validation cycle that requires humans that is the reason why this technology has been deployed as widely as it has. But that's not scalable. That's not sustainable. We're now in an era where we need to deploy this in a way where we don't need to rely upon human validation, and in fact we can't, and if we have to, the technology's value will be incredibly diminished. So this is a test that we ran on our system with 200 litigation complaints, trying to get 40 facts out of them. Relatively easy use case, and we got 99% accuracy in one of the leading AI vendors in the space. I want to come after and ask me and I'll tell you which one it was. Might be named after a person, might not. Got 73%. This isn't good enough. This isn't good enough for DLA Piper, it's not good enough for you. And the problem gets harder as it gets more complicated. Not as complicated as a working clicker, apparently. There we go. This is the same comparison, but now we're talking about limited partner agreements. We're talking about complex commercial contracts, and we're trying to answer 200 questions about each one of these contracts, which is, by the way, a running application at DLA Piper right now, generating tens of millions of dollars in value in AI transformation inside the firm. When we tried to run this with a leading AI solution, as you can see in the white space, it couldn't even answer most of the questions. So this is a problem. So what we're going to talk about today is how we've addressed this problem and how that's sort of manifesting in the market with our customers and with our clients. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but we know this is a problem. Even in instances where human beings are incredibly incentivized and compensated to pay as close attention as you can to a document, we have 1,300 reported cases of hallucinations in court filings. So imagine what's happening under the covers in instances where we're just not catching it. We're not looking at it with the same level of detail, and it's getting into our workflows. This is a problem, and it's a problem that we're targeting. So when I say we're targeting, what do I mean? Well, we've deployed this against LPAs and side letters, as you see here, in regulatory tracking, in commercial contracts, and in one really interesting area that we call rights intelligence. And Pia's here to tell us about a project that she and her team are doing, in the middle of doing right now with a client, where you see the value of being able to deploy this technology at scale and rely upon its output. So, Pia.
Thanks, Barclay. And so as you've been hearing, really, trust is important for every single one of these use cases. And so how does Piper AI come to solve that problem? This is our trust stack. It's a proprietary methodology that we've developed, specifically engineered for legal workflows and defensible legal reasoning at scale. It's different than a general purpose LLM. It's not ChatGPT in a legal skin or a legal UI. We first start with understanding the agreements. So we take documents and unstructured text in any form and make sure that we can operationally represent the actors, actions, conditions, and how they relate to each other within your portfolio. We then understand your business needs. What questions or decisions are you trying to answer from these documents? What sort of high-stakes decisions are you depending on accurate data for? And we ensure that the facts can actually be grounded in the model of what your agreements are saying and what your agreements contain. So that's very important. We don't invent facts that don't exist in your agreements. We don't try to answer if there's no answer from your document set. And so that's what we mean by collecting evidence-grounded facts. Not only can we cite the source text from where it came from, but we can explain how the system reasoned about and arrived upon that answer. And so underneath all of this, we have a system that calibrates trust on an ongoing basis through a combination of validation against the data model that we're talking about here, expert review, where only the most ambiguous cases get escalated to your desk, and agentic review. So on an ongoing basis, our system is self-learning in a loop, allowing for accuracy to compound at scale. And so what do you arrive with this really solid foundation is decision-ready intelligence, truly decision-ready in the sense that it's 99% accurate and you can get moving. And the clicker can too. Oh. Okay.
Did you go one too far?
I did go one too far. Shh. All right. So this problem might be familiar to some of you in this room: sports, media, digital content rights. And you're sitting on a pile of thousands of agreements in which it's a black box to you. The business keeps asking you, what can we do with this content? How do we monetize it? How do we grow our business even more? And you're starting to feel like you're the bottleneck in your organization. And so our team went ahead and applied our methodology to this problem space. So again, first, we took all of the agreements, all these IP rights agreements, and we understood what rights and obligations, exclusivity rights, work for hire agreements were underlying in their specific portfolio, and ensured that the system could actually understand which amendments and agreements and side letters went together, and we could further classify them. We then contextualized your business questions against one back. I'm going to go off slides. I'm just going to keep going. Can I keep going, Barclay?
Sure. Can you flick it to the next slide? Can you do it there? That one? One more.
We contextualize your business requirements against this data model, as you said. And so in this particular use case, they were actually asking if they could create a new AI-powered product from the content that they already owned. An insidious, nuanced question to ask of very complex agreements. And again, thousands at scale. And so you could look at an agreement one at a time. You can even get some of these individual productivity tools and get a little bit of scale. But again, you're still facing the same problem of a lack of accuracy and confidence in what you're getting. And so we arrive at the trust calibration as well. We work with this client to ensure that it met their risk preferences, their risk profile, and effectively validating the system so that you could ask questions once and the system could take new agreements and apply the same logic to it and answer it throughout the launches of your business. And so this customer unclogged the bottleneck here. So instead of the business going and just launching this AI-powered product without knowing what was underneath their risk portfolio, they were able to have the confidence that every agreement and every right that they did not have a right to actually redistribute or translate into this new AI product had assurances. And so that's what we mean by fiduciary-grade AI. Take us home, Barclay.
Well, if you're not using this, what are you doing? That's my question. Come over to booth 607, talk to us. We'll show you a demo. Rights Intelligence is one of the many surfaces that we found traction on for this deployment capability, but our firm belief, and this comes, as I said, from hard-fought knowledge inside a very large firm, is that we can't rely on this technology without doing something else, and we're doing the something else. So we'd love to talk to you about it, and come see us. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the clock.